And we're back. G and Q review with our friend Patrick. What's going on, Grant?
What is going on? How is everyone? Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Yeah. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays. Yeah, they're not over yet.
They have just begun.
Or are they? Or will everything be canceled in 2 days?
Yeah, one or the other.
It's possible.
I'm ready to become uncanceled. I've been canceled recently. I'm ready to get back in the spotlight.
Now you're super immune, you know?
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
I think realistically.
Do you think you had or have Omicron?
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 Maybe. Who knows?
Or the Delta D.
It's tough to say when you get this medley of, vaccines in you, and then there's a medley of diseases coming at you, what actually is happening. Because I don't think anyone really knows. And it's just all conjecture. I've got my experience, and what can I compare that to? Nothing.
Was it compared to a cold you get every once in a while?
Maybe a little bit worse. And it lasts a lot longer. Like, it's just like... Usually I feel like cold, you just wake up one day and you feel like back to normal. I feel great. Yeah. I still have like my throat is just like sticky a little bit at the top. And it just has been ever since I had the sore throat. So it's just kind of annoying.
Which sounds annoying.
Yeah. Yeah,
I mean, I don't know if it's Omicron, Delta, whatever. It seemed like, for a while it was like, I'm going to get vaxxed, and then I'm going to hug my grandparents. And now it's like, well, I'm vaxxed. But it doesn't work anymore. So, I don't know. I went through a bunch of travel. We're back in L.A. Feel pretty good. Celia feels fine. I don't know. How do you feel, Grant?
I feel good, too.
Nice.
Feel fine.
We all feel fine.
I have 2 tests that... I think we're going to take out of precaution because I'm going to DC. But I don't even think we paid for an event.
A New Year's Eve special event.
New Year's Eve special event, and I don't think we're going.
Oh.
It's a nice event.
Oh, I think so.
It sounded nice.
It's one of those.
Like open bar for 5 hours.
That's a long duration.
That's dangerous.
On New Year's Eve? Ooh.
You have to have your mask on unless you're drinking. And it's an open bar for 5 hours.
Those rules just don't make sense.
Yeah, I mean, you said that was in D.C.,
yeah.
Right? Yeah, if it's anything like here, I mean, every event where, masks are still mandated indoors, but any social event, it's you walk through the security dude. That was funny. That was the funniest thing ever. This maskless security dude. I've never really seen that. You always see the viral things of like, I don't know, this cop is like yelling at this person for the mask, but they're not wearing it or something. Mm-hmm. This like bouncer dude was doing the same thing in front of me. This was, I don't know, a few weeks ago, a month ago. He was like, yeah, you got to get a mask. You have to have a mask to get in or something. And
he didn't have a mask on?
Not me, this other dude in front of me. And then...
No, the bouncer didn't have a mask.
No mask. I was like, I guess you don't need one out here. Maybe that's the workaround. And the guy got the mask. You step 2 feet inside, and off she goes.
On the ground?
Oh, I mean, in your pocket, wherever you want to put your trusty.
Yeah. I just didn't know if the guy was like, fuck that bouncer. Boom, on the ground.
No, I think it was more just a big joke, because everyone was just already effed up, yeah, I need that mask. You put it on, and then you just go in and party and drink. So yeah,
behaviors.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna get canceled for that one, but yeah, that's about it. What are we talking about today, Grant?
Well, we're talking about something that's very special, It's the 4th Matrix. The Matrix Resurrections. Let me pull up. Why is the wiki not coming here? The Matrix Resurrections. So this was an 18-year sequel. There was 18 years in between. What
Was it
Matrix?
20?
2003, right?
2000 wasn't The
2003.
Matrix.
I think it was 3.
Oh, you're right. They had things coming out. Yeah.
20 from the first one, probably.
Maybe I'm thinking of the
Which one? It
animated
followed.
ones.
No, they all came out 2003.
Oh, everything's 2003. So
Everything's 2003, and then 18 years later, The Matrix Resurrections, which follows The Matrix Revolutions. And let's see. The film is set 60 years after the events of the Revolutions and follows Neo, who lives a seemingly ordinary life as a video game developer, troubled with distinguishing dreams from reality. A group of rebels, with the help of a programmed version of Morpheus, free Neo from an altered Matrix and fight a new enemy that holds Trinity captive. That's actually kind of a creative way to describe this film without spoiling too much. So I'll give them the writers of Wikipedia that. But I mean, yeah, that's the summary.
Yeah, well, if you've forgotten, you haven't seen, you're not totally up to date with The Matrix like we are when we went on this quest to celebrate 100th episode, binge the trilogy. The last movie basically ends with Keanu Reeves, Neo, and Trinity in a spaceship, and they're flying towards like the main fucking machine capital.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure what were they trying to accomplish.
They were fighting the machine.
No, Neo just said he had to go there.
He had to go there.
He's
He
like,
felt
I
it.
have to go there. And they're like, are you kidding? That's suicide. He's like, I have to go.
Yes. A million robots, machines attack them. He's not powerful enough to do anything about it. He's like, fuck. And they crash their ship, and Trinity definitely dies. Millions of tentacles, shrapnel, just
I drew a picture of her
she was
when
dead,
I watched that. Yeah, she was like blood. You know, she's so dead.
And
Beyond
ripped
dead.
in half.
Yeah.
Neo merges kind of with the machine in this big ball of light, and it's kind of ambiguous and
With
allegedly,
Mr. Anderson.
Yeah, well, he got killed kind of by Neo. He goes into the light too.
It's all a big
They don't really
blurry
explain that.
machine human combination.
But he I guess dies, and there's peace with the machines, and then that's where the third one ends. And then 18 years later, and now we're here.
And so you think how
Could
they
you
pick
make a
up on
fourth
this?
one?
Everyone's dead.
I'm still
But-
thinking that.
Well, honestly, in terms of watching the film, that curiosity was persistent, like through the first 30 to 40 minutes, and I thought that was probably my favorite part of the film. I thought that was pretty fucking creative. The fact that he got resurrected is like interesting. We can talk about that later. But
Possible.
let's say he did, right? Him and Trinity, and just how they already put you back in with the stakes. It's like, oh, he's now living in another Matrix because they took all his memories. They're playing with his memories and are just telling him, no, these aren't your memories. You made video games of this shit. Don't you remember? And he's like, I guess that kind of makes sense. And, he sees Trinity from afar. Her name's Tiffany. Like, I actually liked all that. I thought that was creative.
Playful.
I didn't know what they would do to explain, what happened, 60 years later or, 20. And I thought they did a good job. I thought it was creative. What do you guys think about it? At least the first 40 minutes.
Yeah, I watched the first half. I actually watched this in 2 parts.
The good half and the bad half.
Exactly. It wasn't like on the halfway point exactly, but it was definitely two halves, two parts, two viewings. And I walked away from the first part, and I was pleasantly surprised. I said, "Wow, that's cool." It was kind of meta, talking about the fourth movie itself. The way they kind of brought back Morpheus, I was like, "Oh, I get it." Like, you don't like it's a different dude, and they're kind of being funny, like some sort of Avengers type, like being very meta. And
They even talked about, because in the meta they were making a fourth Matrix video game.
yeah,
While
like
we're
directors said,
watching the fourth. Yeah,
like Warner Brothers says we're doing it, so I guess you're making it,
Yeah.
Neo or Tom, whatever they call him. And I think that's where I want to stop. But yes, I think I have similar opinions to you, Grant, where I really enjoyed it. We're discussing films now, so it's nerdy film shit time. So
Nerdy film shit time. Sorry,
it's all right. Maybe
it's not a nerdy film shit move. I dropped the ball.
It's all right. My brain power will be unlocked now that we're all wearing glasses.
Sure.
Blue light filter. I can. I'm analyzing the
Straight
fucking screen.
red pill. All the blue is filtered out now.
Is this old code?
Yeah, old. What the hell's going on there? I mean, yeah, it was interesting. It was entertaining, and it made sense up till that point. I'm like, I'm on board. I get it. I get what's going on.
Great. Yeah, you're like, makes sense. Great explanation. I bought in. Did you buy in, Quinn?
Yeah,
I bought it.
I bought it, Pat.
I bought in until Neo was woken up. That was the turning point for me.
So Neo was woken
And
up.
when they go to IO, they meet General Nubar or whatever. his
I was
name
still
is.
bought in at this point, I think.
Really? I feel like whenever he woke up, I was kind of out of it, and I'm just like,
When he woke up.
when
So
he-
are
They
you saying
pulled him when they extracted him out of the Matrix again.
Yep. And he was old in the ship with bugs. And I was like, I don't know. Whenever they like broke that, I was like, I'm just kind of out of it. And I wish they would have explored the normal Matrix more, or whatever they want to call it. Because I don't know. I just felt like it's the same. Like I just felt like I was having deja vu. Like,
so?
I'm
Right
in
after
Matrix.
the train
Yep.
scene, so they're
Yep.
fighting on a train in like Tokyo, and then they all jump through the tiny mirror, and
Yeah.
there may have been another mirror.
So, yeah.
Just the transition from Matrix to them going to IO. I don't know. I just kind of lost I don't know. I don't like them being like survivalists again. It just kind of felt like the whole thing was kind of playing out again.
But isn't that the whole concept? Like, how do you avoid that in this film, right? Because it's like humans versus machines, and there's inside the
explain
Matrix and
it.
outside the Matrix, right?
They just yeah, but it's all this vague shit. They're like, because they were trying to kind of explain like what happened afterwards, and they're like, yeah, it was good. You know, it's like, doesn't sound good. There was peace, but then like a mysterious power was like rising. So,
that was
some
weird.
people didn't believe it, and now
Morpheus didn't believe it.
who's fighting? Like I guess the humans and some machines and versus other machines.
They were saying like,
But
machines were
IO's so
fighting
big now,
machines.
and they also never showed like anyone in IO really at all.
Except
But
for Jada Pinkett Smith.
who I have a quote from, I took a bunch of Reddit comments. I think I'm going to do this in the future after I watched the film. Someone said Niobe looked like a full CGI character. She looked fucking weird, dude. Just like, what? Also, I haven't seen the John Wicks. Have you guys seen the John Wicks?
A couple of them.
Saw half of the first one.
Does
It's not a
Keanu
cup of
like?
tea.
Does he have like throat cancer or something?
What's
Like
why?
He seems like it's so hard to talk. He always looks like he's in pain. He's like, I cannot do that, Trinity. You're like, dude, like, you need a glass of water or something? Like, you look like you're in serious pain. Like, do you have a tumor in your throat?
No, I'm with you. There was definitely like a couple times when I mean I laughed out loud because he's being I don't know if it's overly dramatic or just not matching like the tone of other people. He's like how did you do that? Or something, or like just some
I have a
line.
timestamp for you that we can
Oh,
include because
okay, tell me the
it
timestamp.
was 1 hour and 23 minutes.
Okay.
But he was like, "What do you want, Mr. Smith?" You're like, what?
Hopefully, we don't get flagged for that. This is pretty new, but we'll try and get that in there.
When he was trying to fly too at the end.
That's not.
That's not happening.
Oh, well, that is a different. I want to talk about that for sure.
Okay.
That's the humor is something I definitely want to talk about.
Yeah.
Well, that's that Avengers, like Ryan Reynolds sort of
we're
like.
talking about it now. What the fuck, dude? Like, why? I mean, I get the fucking Avengers. I don't know why it's seeping into films. It was in the Dune film. Remember we made fun of it? He's like, "You look bigger." He's like, "Really?" He's like, "No." It's fun. I don't know. It was like when, yeah, exactly what you said, Pat. That was like the iconic one where he's like, "Oh, can you fly?" What do you say? Oh, he's like, "Yeah, not happening."
I still know kung fu.
Yeah, I have that quoted too.
I think it's just this. People have seen the like crazy success of the meta humor in some of these Marvel movies, and I think you just copy it. And the same Hollywood writers, they just try and mix in these serious plots.
Yeah. I wonder if it has a name like in the industry.
That's what I'm
like
trying to
they're like,
figure
I
out
want a
too.
writer who is has experience with meta comedy. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, it is weird because you think about. I mean, we've seen a lot of dramas. Like it just doesn't really exist in previous films where some things can be funny, but they're funny in a serious way. They're not like making a joke.
And they're also like, hey, we're in a movie. Funny, joke, you laugh. And
Right,
you're
it's like there should be a laugh track there. Like that's like insert laugh track. And they just took it out.
I don't know why. It's popular. I think
it hits in a lot of the Marvel ones. Like I think it's funny.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm trying like Guardians of the Galaxy. I think this could be funny.
Yeah, Chris Pratt being just ridiculous.
Or like Reeves is not a funny actor.
No.
And it's also not a funny movie. It's not a funny setting. Like there's
Dune too. It didn't fit in Dune.
Yeah, Matrix is supposed to be cool and serious, and Dune, it's a lot of lore.
Yeah, it's sci-fi.
It's not. It's just out of place, and it breaks the immersion pretty hard for most people.
Yeah,
it'd be like Star Wars, where Luke and Leia, and he's like, "You can't kiss me. I'm your sister."
Yeah. I mean, people like The Matrix because...
it'd be like they didn't kiss, and then they figured out they were brother and sister, and they'd be like, good thing we didn't kiss earlier.
They both look at each other and just laugh.
Get to the ship.
Yeah. Then they just go back to the action. You're like, what the fuck, dude? I don't get it. I'm not a fan. I'm just not. Can we get over... we're gonna coin it here today, guys. It's the meta comedy. Let's get over the meta comedy. Let's move on to the next trend. I'm over it.
They just don't have anything better to say. I think it's just a fact that the movie's bad, and that's like what they have to put in for like they don't have like real plot to like work dialogue in, so they just like add bad jokes. I think.
Yeah, it almost feels like they set up. They it almost it feels like so like on what's the word, not like on point, like so on the nose that like you're like, of course, like him flying, like I'm sure they're like, oh dude, when he tries to fly, like we should do this joke here, and then they use like 5 lines of dialogue to set it up, and then it just falls flat.
And then plot continues.
And then... Yeah, because they kind of like... They're like, plot, diversion, punchline. Plot. You're like...
Yeah. Another thing that doesn't make sense that I accepted, but I'm not on board with, is the modal stuff. Like how...
He left the modal open, bro.
Dude, he's like... I don't... Yeah. and tweaked with Morpheus, and then dude, that didn't make any sense.
And they were trying to say Were they trying to say that Morpheus and Agent Smith were like opposites but the same or something?
No.
Why did
maybe
Agent
not.
Smith team up at the end?
Dude, I have no fucking clue. Like, usually we've gone through these previous Matrix movies, and I was able to, like, kind of, like, get to the bottom of some of these, like, why did that person do that? Oh, okay, he's a program, and he's doing that.
You were telling me what was happening. I was like, Quinn, what's happening here?
First of all, the original actor was supposed to play Agent Smith, and couldn't due to, like, theater conflicts.
Wait, who?
OG Agent Smith?
The OG Agent Smith, the guy who's super good. He's
Mr. Anderson.
Miss Hugo Weaving. Mr. Anderson. Great guy. So I guess they couldn't get him, but still decided to include a Agent Smith that is nothing like the other
He's
guy.
actually a Broadway actor.
Yeah, I love that actor.
Jonathan Groff.
Mm-hmm.
But
He's
also
really good.
doesn't
fit. I don't think he fits.
They acknowledge the Morpheus stuff. It's a different person. But Agent Smith is supposed to be the same Agent
They
Smith.
kind of acknowledge that he
They
was like,
showed
they
the old
made me
Agent
like
Smith,
prettier. They like made me. Don't you love that they made me your boss and my blue eyes or whatever?
Well, Morpheus morphs. Agent Smith. Same.
Smith is.
It's not same.
Back to your question, Grant. I have no idea why he like is beating the shit out of Neo, and then at the end he comes and helps him.
And
I
then
don't
he
get it.
says another good meta line. Here's where our unexpected alliance ends.
Didn't know when it started.
And then he just left, right?
Yep, just goes and like I think he was living in the Matrix, and it was threatening.
You kept on saying like you made me like.
He liked being there, I guess, and
well, because I think Neo gave him the power.
well,
Once
the
Neo
Matrix gets all
killed
fucked
him,
up
right?
when Neo leaves. They need him there.
And Trinity.
And Trinity. But then, like, so that's why Agent Smith was like, yo, you got to stay here, bro. I'm going to beat the shit out of you. But then they end up winning Neo, and I don't think he's going to stay in the Matrix, so I don't know what really happens to Agent Smith.
He'll turn into like a dusty person like the...
I think I misunderstood. Is this Matrix the Matrix, or was this the second one they created with just Trinity and Neo? So I thought it was that one. I thought it was all bots and just Trinity and Neo. Or do they also have...
No, it's all the people.
Yeah, why though? Why have them combined in a Matrix?
What do you mean?
Why not just have the Matrix that they've had running and like whatever, and this one is the one where you have Neo doing the video game shit and Trinity because you need them close to each other, but like, and they're all bots. Like, I mean, isn't there way more room for error? Like, if you combine them, I don't know
what the fuck you put them
That's
close.
what that guy was saying. Like,
it
at
works
the end.
better.
He was saying that productivity was up if you like keep them together but apart.
Nobody even knows what the fuck that means. I mean, like,
he was just going.
It's
on
feelings,
and on about, like,
Quinn. There's no logic.
More. Our
Neil
battery
Patrick
packs
Harris.
were better. Yeah, that was a headache. That didn't make sense.
Yeah, I kind of checked out of this movie, to be honest.
Here, I got
Pretty
something to
into
check
all
you
the
back
other
in.
Matrix movies,
I got
but-
something to check you
Yeah.
back in.
Okay,
I'm gonna
yeah.
read some stuff. All right. I'm gonna read this paragraph, and then hear what you guys
paragraph?
think about this. Yes, it's a paragraph.
Better be a
This someone
gripping-
said, I want to point out that the analyst derives all his power from ignoring facts and appealing solely to feelings. He maintains control at the end of the film because the suit he answers to are at the mercy of his understanding of irrational human emotions while they obsess over numbers and, I quote, productivity. And I will point out the winking reference to the analyst not totally understanding, blah, blah, blah. So he said the new Matrix is a gilded cage where humans are still at the mercy of an oppressor that abuses and exploits them. Well, okay.
What's Grant saying?
Let's just do the power of.
I don't know either.
Like solely feelings and emotions, like and getting into that.
Are you still reading the paragraph?
No, no.
I'm confused and I'm still checked out. Sorry, Grant. I understand what you're saying, that they ultimately, instead of using, they were like tricking people by implying there was logic, but in fact they were only using emotions, right? And that's how they were maintaining control. Yeah. But that's really no different than what Neo and Trinity are going to do. Their whole thing has always been feelings, right? That's like the choice is always ours, whatever, because we love each other. And they are taking over, and they're sort of like God mode, whatever they activate at the end, and they're just going to let everyone be free and be have their emotions, right? There's just not going to be like the enslavement or whatever they were doing. See, I don't even know what I'm saying.
I checked. All right. Let me try to check you guys back. There's just one, there's an interesting concept when I was reading this that the only interesting, I was like, okay, maybe there's something to this, but maybe there's not, and I'm like maybe I'm being hopeful. But, they're talking about all right, so note the name of the villain. It's the analyst, right? And the name of the people he works for, the suits. So they're saying this is a direct shot at the machine that makes films, including the Matrix films, the franchise we hold with varying levels of affection. The new Matrix is a seductive tool for trapping people into the same cycle of exploitation as the old, but with a messiness and authoritarianism carefully concealed. The new Matrix is charming, adorable even. The analyst even laughs when he wants them to fill it with rainbows, because whatever they come up with makes it more livable and more entertaining, and it makes the people within it less likely to want to escape.
So we're in the Matrix when we watch the movie?
Are you saying they made a bad movie on purpose?
No, I don't think so. I think they're saying, it's a criticism, I think, on Hollywood and modern films and modern entertainment. It's like when the fucking French guy was going on his little tirade. I think this is a critique on modern film and modern society.
Could be.
It could be, Grant.
Who's the French person? In society, who's the French guy?
He's a boomer.
Okay. Who's he yelling at?
The Zoomers.
So Neo and Trinity are the Zoomers?
No, all the young crew with them.
Okay.
All right. Speaking of the crew, that Bugs girl, I mean, she died, basically.
Did she die?
No, she didn't die physically, but, I mean, they kind of forget about her. I mean, I don't know what her point was.
She could have died.
You guys didn't think anything?
I guess they needed a person just to move plot along. I mean, what was her deal?
I feel like we didn't touch on the thing I just read out loud.
Right?
We have no idea what you're saying. I'll be honest.
Yeah, great. Have you been
it's too
caramel candies?
Yeah. You just said feelings and emotions and critique on the world and Hollywood, and that's all I'm getting. I don't know who. You got to be specific. What represents what? What? You're just as bad as the movie.
It's a Reddit comment.
Fuck that Reddit comment. It's probably people that didn't understand it. They're like, yeah, that makes sense. Click. I don't know. You want to expand more on it, Grant? I'll talk about it. I just don't know what it means.
No, it's okay. Why is the villain called the analyst? You know?
I don't know why he's in the film. I mean,
Well, what was the other one? The architect?
It seemed like they could have picked, I don't know. They had Agent Smith and the analyst kind of being hostile towards them at different times, and I think part of the misunderstanding with the analyst is you don't really understand who he's working for, besides the suits which just mean machines. I'm assuming.
There's a lot, for a follow-up. Resurrections 2 is really going to have some answers, I think.
Like, assuming his goal, I don't know what he wants. He just wants everything to keep going the way as it is.
He wants those numbers to be good.
But the comparison to the critique on Hollywood, I don't know. I don't know about that one.
Bit of a stretch.
Let me try. I'm trying to go in order with things that really don't make any sense.
All right, what about the bird?
Why go in
Sonny's
order
bird.
at all if there are things that don't make sense?
Okay.
You guys like the bird?
Maybe you should go out of
The
order.
bird?
Yeah.
What
I forget
bird?
what the bird's name was.
Kajuku?
Yes. Kajuku,
Her
the
and Sati.
helpful- yeah. It really
Ocean's
saved the day.
11. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna
At the
go.
well.
That was weird.
No, her father designed the cages that they were kept.
I don't know if I saw this in the theater, would I have liked it more? I feel like I would have.
Maybe. Yeah. I mean, it was big.
Maybe I would have laughed at those meta comedy lines.
Ha 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 ha.
Oh, that's a good one, Dio.
It's weird because I know like her father was a program, and I guess.
But then
She
he built
was
the
being-
resurrection. Remember, he built the resurrection machines.
There's a rainbow over her or something too.
They were being sent out of the Matrix, right? They were on
To
a.
the real
No,
world.
she was being brought in. Remember, she was with the Oracle.
She was being brought in. She was like.
Yeah, she was
in
being
the-
brought in because she's given some sort of program.
She was gonna stay there, and the parents were gonna die, or the parents were escaping.
The parents already had. They were programs elsewhere.
Oh shit.
They had jobs outside of the Matrix because he was a machine that built the resurrection.
I thought they were exiles.
Shit. No.
I thought the daughter was in exile because she wasn't allowed, and they were saved.
Maybe the daughter was in exile. Okay. And
Yes, the daughter was in exile because she didn't have a duty, and they needed to give her
everyone
a
has
job
purpose.
because a program has a purpose.
Back when it made sense.
So she was. So she just grow like ages normally, I guess.
Duh.
Dude. Now she's
Come on, did you watch the movie?
smoking.
Sorry. So where'd she get the bird then? We need a side story.
Like
of
where
her.
the bird? Yeah,
Yeah,
Kajuku.
that would be better. That would.
I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Dude, it was
What
the
bird?
freaking owl, the blue thing. It was like.
Oh, that was
Relax.
weird.
Kajuku's a friend. Stand down.
Was it a machine?
Yeah.
Was it? I
Badass. Yeah, that could have been a person. That was Morpheus.
thought it was like a spirit.
I thought that was too. It was like the spirit of the modal.
Was it not a robot?
Looked like it had kind eyes, Grant.
I mean, I guess
It
it,
did,
was a
it did.
robot. I don't know how anyone. So, eventually, at some point, they meet the analyst and they get fucked up because he can just control time. He just like freezes shit.
Oh, that
and,
was
like,
weird too.
Just does whatever he wants, and I don't know how that
bullet time. It's like, how do you feel about
bullet time.
living through the thing that you created?
But how does?
He's like, you're
Anyone
gonna try
fight
to
that?
Save Trinity
Why didn't he just always? Why didn't he do that at the end?
because the
And kill them.
Agent Smith went through it. He was unaffected, right?
What?
Isn't that
Why
happened?
not? But what about at the very end when it's just
Well, did
Trinity and Neo standing there in front of him? Why
They
didn't he
had,
just
like,
go
God
bullet
mode or
time?
something.
Like fuck them, kill them.
Well, they
Or-
couldn't even fly before, and then they could
Because
just
he
fly,
needed
like, whatever.
them, Quinn.
Well,
They
take
are
one hostage.
emotions.
I don't know. His
Yeah.
power just seemed too powerful. I don't know.
I
No
agree.
explanation of why he doesn't continue to use it.
It was bad.
It was bad. In doing so, he found that suppressing their memories but keeping them close
I have a note.
produced an efficient. Yeah.
The fighting choreography, what was up with that? I felt like there were times where it looked really weird. Like someone was like, or like, and then it was just like really slow at points. Like kind of like
Not
a TV,
cool,
like
is
a
what you're
TV
saying?
show, like choreography.
Are
Yeah.
you saying they cut the budget a little bit?
Well,
I
this
don't know how
movie
much
sure had
this-
a budget. I mean, I saw this. It was like top of HBO Max, like Matrix. I was like, whoa, click.
190 mil was the budget.
So on the fighting sequences, I thought what broke the immersion for me was like the gun fighting, because I felt like maybe I am looking back with rose tinted glasses, but I felt like it was more realistic that they were dodging all the bullets from the agents. But in this one, especially in the opening sequence with Bugs, they like lit her up right in front of her, and she just like walked away, and I was just like, oh, all right. I don't know. It was a little weird.
Yeah,
I felt like it was just a little lazy.
Neo can like block and deflect bullets, but he can't fly, and he can do like literally everything but fly, just for a dramatic effect at the end.
Yeah, he gets force push now.
But he could fly at the end.
At the end, he could.
But it's
I
like
thought Trinity flew and he didn't.
At the end, I think
it just doesn't make sense. Like
he just needed some more, time to awaken.
He's an old guy.
you gotta stretch those hammies. And I don't know. That's all I.
And they also said 60 years passed? Or is it 20 years? Because he didn't look 80.
What was the thing like he?
Wait, can we answer that really quick?
I think
How
60
many
years.
So was he 80 years old?
I think 60 years Matrix Resurrections. What was the thing? The Matrix Resurrections takes place 60 years. And they did that thing in the mirror where he like turns like 80 years old or whatever.
Oh, when he was taking the pills, that was gross.
Yeah, I noticed that.
But what did that mean?
It meant that everyone in the Matrix saw him as that.
But for some reason he sees himself as still
They call it
Keanu Reeves.
Some
digital image
buzzword. Yeah, something like that. Your digital image was hacked, bro.
Yeah, it was. Once again, I think that's just not very good.
And then the thing I thought was one of the worst things in the film was the climax scene between Trinity and Neo in the coffee shop with all the cops, where they're all together.
You mean at Simulate?
It's Simulate. Cool name. Probably the best part of that scene. It's like, that's a cool name for a coffee shop. But he makes the deal with the analyst. He's like, yeah, if I convince her, we're out of here. And he's like, okay. And she shows up.
And then who shows up? Chad.
Giga Chad.
Giga Chad.
Oh, we gotta go. It's in the hospital. Come on, we gotta go. Broke her leg. And then just out of nowhere, like I thought there was going to be some callback, why is she changing her mind? Because she says no. She's like, it's too late, Neo.
She had a dream, Gwen.
Well, he's like, come on, Tiffany. She's like, stop calling me that fucking name. Like,
yeah, weren't you like, shit, bro?
No, I was waiting for
go,
Neo to
Tiff.
say something.
Oh.
Like, something, I don't know. Something that they've said in a previous film that I forgot. And I'll be like, oh my God, that makes sense.
You've always had the choice, Trinity. I don't know.
But
like
she
something
changes her
to
mind.
make her remember like their love or something.
I don't know. She
When
just
he
never
first died or something.
But she's had no like literally all she did was she's like, I just went home and I played your game. Like that's me. And I had these memories. Like it seems like he's been living with this like struggle for like 20 years, and she just sees him
Got
once or
married
twice.
happily and
Yeah, happy kids.
You know what
You
was
trying to ball my mom?
or what? Yeah, I was just gonna say that. That was one of my. I actually laughed at the line. You trying to ball my mom or what?
Shut up, Josh.
Come on, Tiff, we gotta go.
Don't you call me Tiff.
Yeah, just bad, man.
Didn't she want to break his jaw, but not really break his jaw? Why? Because she was like, "Doesn't that look like me?" And he's like, "Oh, yeah, I guess." And then she's like,
very
"I
dramatic.
wanted to fucking break his jaw in that moment there."
I hated that I laughed.
Oh yeah, that was it. Fucking hated that I laughed.
She's in a really abusive relationship.
And then they...
What do you mean? It's Giga Chad, of course, bro.
Yeah, toxic.
Do you think... Okay. You think, like, they're thinking, Chad, the red pill, is there anything in here about the actual red pill?
I think
at the end of the day, it's the, you got the ultra game designer against Chad. It's pretty much what the movie came down to, I think. And Chad got the girl for 45 years or 80 years or 60 years. Dude.
Well, and they're writing. I mean, you're working on a script nowadays for 2 years about the red pill. Like, definitely that's gonna come up. I think that's deliberate.
Yeah.
Here, I got another thing. Hopefully, this is less confusing.
Okay.
Do you guys agree with this or not? I'm gonna quote so you guys know what I'm saying and what I'm not. Quote. Okay. There was a repeated message of not accepting binary choices. The game Neo is working on and ultimately leaves behind is called Binary, the game studio. Not red pill or blue pill, but a third choice. Not human or machine, but an alliance of both. Not male or female, but a unity of both. The symbolism speaks to a pretty obvious message from a trans artist. Unquote.
Yeah.
Which part am I mean, agreed with
the
some
whole
things.
film. There's a unity between Trinity and Neo. It's not the blue pill or, they said multiple times, they're like, it doesn't matter.
Well, it doesn't.
The choice is already made.
Right, which would imply it is one choice and it's already been made, not
but it hasn't been made for everyone.
These.
Like who has I get what you're saying.
I mean, sure, there are some elements of that. But still, it's in this realm of, like, you could probably say that about a lot of movies. Like, I don't know. It doesn't really mean anything to me. I wonder what Kearney Hilarious thinks. Vask Tech. A comment on YouTube Live. I agree with that. He's probably watching the film, That's
Aztec. Is that like the SpongeBob like meme script? Like, is she making fun of Aztec? Like Aztec.
I don't know if that's even a word.
It's hilarious.
It's hilarious though.
It's a comment bot tutorials. Interesting. We've entered the Matrix. This is our.
Whoa. I clicked the site and some naked woman popped up.
No information available for this page.
So that was a bot? You got some bots around?
No, This is Kearney Hilarious.
Oh, yeah, that's not a bot for sure. Okay, well, thank you, bot.
Thank you, Kearney. Thank you for the help.
So then the film ends. They jump off the building. She's able to fly, which I'm fine with. I mean, that I think we took from the last film that it was really there's really no the one. It was kind of just. I thought so. It was just a made up thing. There was nothing really special about.
But he was especially talented about seeing through the Matrix, though.
There's something.
There's
no, I thought he like.
Person who did it.
When he
not anymore, bitch.
Wasn't there a point he kind of merged with the with the machine, with the Matrix, and that's why he was able to get those powers when he dies?
What are you talking about?
He merged with Agent Smith, went into him, and then the machines went into him too and zapped Agent Smith. And then
yeah. There we go.
But he had those powers beforehand, and he was the only one inhibited and showing them off. Like where he was stopping machines in the real world.
Well, he had some powers.
In the end of the second movie, he really.
No, the end of the second film. You're right.
But
when he wakes up, yeah.
Couldn't you argue all of his flying and everything that was inconsistent in the previous films was really us watching the video games?
You could, yeah. It's a damn good video game. Game of the year.
Yeah. Like, is any of the last 3 movies canon now?
Yes.
But, like, is that really what happened, or is that a video game? Did we, as the viewer,
if they did a better job with this film, maybe not. But I mean, I think it was.
I think they did a great job, and we can't trust the last 3 films.
This
This
one
is
was
the only
a video
film we
game.
can.
Oh,
This is the only film we can trust.
this
now.
is the only film we can't trust.
I'm hearing can.
Cannot.
I can't hear Grant.
Yeah, because like he went to the source. Neo went to the source, and that kind of gave him like real life powers. I wonder if does Trinity have like non-Matrix powers? Because that's the whole confusing thing is like some people.
Yeah, she
like
has
Morpheus,
the powers of being a babe. Am I right?
Morpheus
Total
and other
MILF.
people.
What did that guy call her?
Total milk. Yeah.
Total.
So this is named Jude,
Yeah.
and then he never showed up again.
He
They
should
had
have been the
powers in the
analyst, dude. That
Matrix.
should have been the twist. He was the analyst.
Did you guys see the very, very last scene and after credit scene?
Mm-mm.
You didn't stick around for that?
Nope, turn that shit off.
Was in very, I
Oh,
guess,
yeah.
in typical Marvel fashion.
The cat tricks.
Yeah, it was really dumb. It was like Jude was like, you know what we need for the next movie? Like a series
YouTube
of cat videos called The Cat Tricks. I was like, dude, fuck me, man.
I just watched Don't Look Up, and it reminded me very much of Jonah Hill's character. It's very annoying. I know it's like a role. It's like the annoying internet person in real life.
Jonah Hill. I mean,
And Don't Look Up. Sorry, other Netflix movie that just came out.
right,
They
but
literally played the same role. Yeah.
who? Oh, Jude and Jonah Hill?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Where it's like an annoying internet person that's like. too
He
much.
reminded me of Jonah Hill.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was. That was all right. That was in the good 40 minutes in the beginning. That was.
That wasn't. That
So,
Anything else? Any other bullshit I'm missing? I think I
what?
covered most of it.
Yeah, like what was you know, was your graph of enjoyment of the film like just kind of like going up, and then like just,
It's like a roller
just start-
coaster.
like straight
Just-
down?
Like Top Thrill.
It got worse and worse, or was there like there was no little ups and downs? I thought there was some things where I was like, that was kind of cool. Wait, that was not. That was kind of cool. I felt like mine was like a chain hill. Or no, it was like a slow and steady, and then it went up pretty quick. I was like, wow, that was cool. And
What
then it
ignited
kind of
that?
like plateaued, and then I think it slowly decreased, and then slowly decreased, and maybe up a little bit, and then slowly decreased, you know?
Yeah. I wasn't that bought into the original Morpheus thing, I'll be honest. I was kind of going downhill with that. But then once they switched to, you know,
What do you mean?
the
You didn't like that
first
they got
arc-
rid of Morpheus?
and Bugs went in to like found Neo's original room, and it was a bot or an agent that was kind of like was Morpheus.
Yeah, wait, that didn't make sense either. I don't know why his room was there or whatever.
That kind of I was like, this is not a good start. But then they flipped to Thomas Anderson, game designer of the year. And I was like, this is I like this. This is interesting. It's an interesting take on it. And then after we went into the Matrix, I was like, this is right back down.
My favorite part
Out
was
of the
when
Matrix.
they were shooting up and Morpheus was in the bathroom and he was like, nah, dude. And then he ran away. And then Agent Smith, you're like, what went on there? And then he sees the cat. You're like, what? And then he's back in that therapist. You're like, whoa. Because still then you're like, what the fuck just happened? Like, is he, like, what's going on? And then you realize that it's all, like, what they must have done is, like, that must have happened. And then they're, like, replaying it to him and then, like, changing the part of the memory that whatever. I don't know. It was
They're
like, I was
brainwashing
like, that's
you,
cool.
yeah.
They're fucking is. I mean, that's cool. You're like, dude, fuck these machines.
They're saying it's like he had a suicide like attempt. That's like
Yeah.
It's really good that you're coming out and like talking to us about this.
Yeah. So why didn't you like him escaping, you know?
'Cause I felt well, I guess I did like him escaping, but then it's like I felt like the story just unraveled from there. So it was like the end
it was
of,
like it was like tightly wound. They're like smart writing, and then they're like, oh fuck.
Then of course he has to get out, but then what they do with him once he gets out, I'm like, this is boring.
Yeah, that's true. They
like
should have had something like they should have had a plan, but instead they were like, you have the plan, right? Like their plan was to get him out, and then they had no plan.
Yeah, and then it worked.
Of course.
Yeah, I don't know.
He's the one, but he's not because Trinity's also the one. But
we're all the one.
We're all the one.
If you believe in yourself, you're the one too. Yeah, I don't.
Yeah. It's no bueno.
Did you guys look at the IMDb rating?
Oh, I don't know what that is.
Sorry.
First
What
of
are you
all,
talking about?
I just want to say that. Oh, I think people criticize the second and the third movie for like, getting a little convoluted and like you're not really sure what's going on, and there's some harder questions to answer, and then this one just takes it way further. You're like, this is nobody knows what's going on. All right, is it about that time, Grant? It's about that time. The G&Q Panda Review, where we decide whether the true rating of The Matrix Resurrections is over or under the IMDb rating. And we, with 104,000 votes, we are sitting at a 5.8.
Wow. Kind of lower than I thought.
Do you guys look before you watch the movie?
No.
No.
Do you?
I watched
hell?
mid. I checked it in the middle. I was like,
Checked it in the mid.
Pat
Yep.
checked it as soon as he woke up from the Matrix. And
Probably.
nothing happened. That's
I'm
it.
like,
What is
oh.
this movie rated?
Yeah. No, after the first little Morpheus arc, the discovery of Morpheus, I checked it and I was like, yep, it's not going to be good. So I'm going to go under. Didn't like it very much. I thought it was... I'm pretty into sci-fi, pretty into action, but this did not capture my attention, which I was ready and willing to give it.
A lot of hype. They're turning buildings green. Making everything cool. Red pill, blue pill. But, so you're under, Pat.
I am under.
Grant? 5.8. A lot of ratings.
I will go under as well. Maybe if I saw it like in the theater. I don't know. I feel like there's... I was reading things to you guys. I feel like, is there more meat to it? Like, is there some more substance that we've just missed? Did we miss a bigger theme at play?
No.
Maybe.
No. I mean,
you
you
don't
can
think?
No. I don't think so.
I think it's just kind of messy.
Yeah, it's not.
Why didn't the other sister work on it?
It's a good question. I don't know why she didn't do it. I'm going to go under as well.
Whoa, I wasn't done.
Oh, okay.
I'm done now.
All right,
Oh,
Nick
Quinn
Grant's
was
done.
going after me.
Now it is my turn, and I'm going under. It's not a good film. I even think some of these like sites are like higher, because if you go to, I try and like look at a variety of sources. I know Grant likes to go on Reddit, but I've been more since starting this podcast. I've been like reading more, like people that are paid to like review movies. Like, what the hell do these people freaking think?
What they?
Well, there's a mixed bag. I'd say the majority of them are pretty low and not good. But then there's a couple that are like perfect scores, like 9 out of 10s. And I go, huh, what the hell's going on here? And I click on that, and of course it's not shills, but you touched upon it earlier. It's the trans metaphors, breaking boundaries, all that sort of stuff.
Because the director is trans, or because of the trans themes?
Well, I guess maybe both. It's incorporating, personal experiences into a film that, I don't know. If you do that, of course it's a 10 out of 10. It can't be a bad movie if you do something like that. Patrick just disappeared. I mean,
I just got a VIP message that the internet is pooping.
Ah, man. So his internet took a shit. I'm guessing the whole audio of this is going to be messed up, but it's all good. That's what I think. It's Warner Bros. Out to get us because we were shit talking their movie.
Yeah, Kearney Hilarious was actually a Warner Bros. Exec.
Who was? Oh, okay, yeah,
Kearney
with
Hilarious.
the thing in there, yeah. So okay,
right,
three unders.
We need Pat for next week, though.
Oh man, this is a mess.
Let me roll at least, and get ahead. Or you think that's the move here?
Yeah. Let's
Can I share?
Let's do that. So, what we were planning on doing was letting our friend Patrick pick out of a couple top 250 movies off of IMDb, but if he's not here, I guess we gotta do it ourselves.
Do we pick them, or do we pick the three and then tweet out what Pat picks?
Yeah, we can do that. 'Cause, yeah, I like that.
Okay. 201. Can you write these down, Quinn?
Yeah, well, let me say the movie in there too, and I'll remember it in my brain. So 201 is Hotel Rwanda, which we have to pick a new one. We've already watched that one.
Good thing you did that.
Yes.
88.
88 is Like Stars on Earth, 2007.
Like Stars on Earth?
Like, yes.
Okay.
And then next one?
63.
The Shining, which we've already seen.
Wow.
Wow, look at us.
What the fuck?
It's
Have we never had
No, we've done it before.
done before?
Or it's
No,
happening
because I
twice
thought
in a
it was
row.
before. I thought it was before sunrise or whatever.
I think we've hit it, but I'd have to go back.
It's
23.
Damn. Well, this might even be better, Pat. We won't tell Pat. Let's not tell Pat the numbers.
Star Wars Episode 4.
Okay.
All right, what goes in there?
We're not going to tell Pat the numbers. He's
All right.
okay.
All right, we won't tell him the numbers.
181.
Didn't we just roll that? 181 is How to Train Your Dragon 2010. So that's what we're dealing with.
You want to guess which one he picks? What are they?
I'm gonna guess
Star Wars, How to Train Your Dragon.
not the Star Wars.
Was 88?
I think he liked How to Train Your. I think he's seen that, so maybe he'll pick that as a fan favorite.
No, I bet he'll do the Star. I bet he wants a new one. What's the one?
Like,
And what's the year?
2007, Like Stars on Earth.
What is that?
Well, we can't look at it, Grant.
I can't even look at it.
No, not until he picks. He'll influence his decisions subconsciously. You know that.
Okay. So we're just giving him the titles.
Yeah, we'll give him the titles to tweet out at GQ Review which one he picks. We'll take it from there, and we'll probably have to pull the audio from somewhere. I'll figure that out later.
Sounds good. Thank you all for listening. Sorry about some technical difficulties today. Hopefully the live worked. Should have, at least for two of us. we will see you next week with a movie that one of these three is going to be tweeted out at from our Twitter and maybe mentioned in our Instagram. At GQ Review is our handle. You also can email us feedback@gqreview.com, and we will see you all next week.
All right. Peace.
Thanks. Peace.